Hi, we are here again to talk some more about what separation looks like, some more tips and tricks. And so here's one for you. What do you do with your wedding ring? Do you wear it or do you not wear it? So I wavered on this one, to be honest. And the thing is my wedding ring did not look like a typical wedding ring. And so what had happened when we were first married, we didn't have the money, for the diamond and stuff. And so we got a different type of stone. It's an alexandrite. So it's like a purpley green, bluish kind of thing, depending on the way the light hits it. It depends on the color of it is. And so that was what my wedding ring was. But then after we'd been married a few years on, I believe it was our sixth anniversary, he bought me a diamond. So then I had like a legit wedding ring with the diamonds, very beautiful ring. And so I switched them out. So I started to wear the anniversary, the diamond on my wedding finger, and then I wore my actual wedding ring on my other hand. So for me, my husband had lost his wedding ring uh, years ago. And so he hadn't worn one for a very long time. And then I bought him like a replacement for, I think it was Christmas one year. It was years, oh, several years ago. But to be honest, he never really wore it. So he did not wear a wedding ring for probably at least half of our marriage. He did not wear a ring. And he just said because he works construction, he didn't want to wear it. He didn't want to damage, yada, 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 whatever. But anyway, um, so what I chose to do was um, I left the rings as is for a while, and then I took them off and wore no rings. And then because my wedding ring didn't look like a wedding ring, I put that on on my, my wedding hand. So I wore that one for a while and then I took them off again. I mean, I just kind of wavered. And then when things were going well, when we were doing marriage counseling and we were getting, closer when we had good days, or if we went on a date night, I'd put my wedding ring on or the diamond. And then I quit. I quit wearing it altogether. A lot of it was my hurt because he wouldn't wear a ring, and that was very hurtful to me, especially because I bought him one and I took time to pick one out that I thought he would like. It's a beautiful ring. Um, but he just never wore it. And I really that was one of my big things when we would talk about like the reconciliation, talk about in counseling and stuff like that. That was one of my big hangups was the ring. So I had to let that go because that one was on me. I can't, and again, you can't change your spouse. You just can't. However, I can change my feelings about the situation. So I had to decide, was this going to be like the deal breaker, or was I just going to let it go and be okay? And it took me a while, but I finally just was like, yeah, we're just gonna let it go. If he doesn't want to wear it, he doesn't want to wear it. That's totally his call, totally his thing. And then for me, I stopped wearing it because we'd reached a point in a relationship that we were really just living separate lives. Um, and so I didn't really feel married. But the thing is this is the thing I want to caution you about is the motive as to why you're doing it. Because you got to be careful. People may like ask you out or flirt with you a little bit if they see that you're not wearing a ring, but I was still married. I was still legally married, and I was going to keep that covenant solid. I wasn't going to entertain another person at all. And I did not. I didn't entertain anyone. I did nothing of the sort. And so you have to be very careful. What is the motive as to why you're not wearing your ring? Are you looking for someone? Are you looking for attention? Are you kind of putting your feelers out there? You know, you go out with your friends at the bar, so you're not wearing your ring, and then somebody comes up and says, "Hey," and you're like, "Hey." You know, what are you doing? Why? Why? So the big thing about whether you wear your ring or not is really your heart. It's a heart check. What is your motive behind it? And I think once you figure that out, then you know whether you want to wear your ring or not. So to me, it's a personal choice. I don't, but I had to get there because I struggled in my case because my husband didn't wear one. So that was hard for me. Um, so yeah, so I think the ring is going to be, it could be important. It was for me. It was really important for me, and I had to let that go. So you have to choose your battle and what you want to do, and then check your heart as to whether you're going to wear yours or not. And then you got to be the same person, whether you have a ring on your finger or not. And that's the key. You have to decide how you're going to respond in those situations. Okay. So yeah, so that's my advice on whether you wear your ring or not. Totally your choice. And I wavered, went back and forth, and then now I don't. I wear no rings. So anyway, hope that helps. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll have some Bible study and verses in the next video.